Alright guys, welcome for another video. Today we're up here in Ayutthaya and I came by to see this little temple here, Wat Chong Krom or something like that. It's a temple that's kind of out of the way. The records nobody knows when this temple was originally built, but it was probably built in the early Ayutthaya period, and it was abandoned after the second invasion of Ayutthaya by the Burmese in 1767. So it's been restored like once or twice since then, and it's been used like in the early Bangkok era, the Ratchakramasorn era, or however you say that word. Anyway, we're gonna look around and let's see what we see. The temple itself is just out here in the trees, and it's super quiet. There's a few other temples in the area, but here we are today, and there is just nobody else at this whole ruin. There's a couple things about it. It's near the river, so this area does flood, as you can see by the white marks on the brick wall here. And this would have been the boundary wall for the temple. And then here would have been one of the stupas. And there's some stairs you could have climbed up and go up there. And you can see that they had the stucco around the base. So there was quite a bit of work on this, but the whole top is gone. And some more of the bases of some of the chedis. Now, I read about the plans of this. There's a few things that are like unordinary about it, about like having the stupa and certain buildings that are in a different order as kind of the rule. But I'm not familiar enough about Buddhism to tell you much more about that. You can see the ordination hall over here. Most of the walls are still somewhat intact. And then the main chedi. Now, I was just riding along and I saw this chedi sticking up out of the trees, and I'm like, okay, let's go over there and take a look at this. So this would have been like the main prayer hall. So this building is 11.7 meters by 19.2 meters. And the entrance faces to the east, which was the tradition. And the Buddha image up there you would see would have been on the west side of the building. And the historical records show that this building was restored 4 different times. And it looks like if they come over here and restore it number 5, this would be quite amazing. This is pretty cool looking. So this would have been like a stone rail around the base of this chedi. And you can see that they would have those little recesses. You can see it in the brick and in the stucco. So they would have probably had some little Buddha images all around the rail. You can see kind of how it's cracked and the bricks are in danger of coming apart. Okay, so here is the ordination hall. This is pretty nice looking. And what you can see that's left of it. So it's about 9 meters by 16.5 meters. And there would have been a Buddha on the west side of the building. And the style of this is the late Ayutthaya style. And you can see kind of the foundation, how it's kind of bowed in the middle. So they made these look like a boat. I've seen some other temples that have them, and it's kind of cool. And you can see the railings here. Some of the stucco is still on it. All right, we can go up the stairs and let's look inside. Looks like they've restored this fairly recently. Came in here and redid the doorway. You can see how much of the plaster was on this outer wall. It's like 2 inches of plaster that they had on it. So this would have probably been white. It would have been a brilliant white out here in these trees, which would have been nice. Now, these ruins were abandoned after the Ayutthaya capital fell to the Burmese. And you can see there would have been a Buddha right there. And then it would have had 3 walls, looks like right here. And there's some doorways over there, so there would have been 2 doors on that back wall, and looks like they've bricked them off to where there wasn't an exit over there. So you'd have been able to just come in and then go. And there would have probably been 3 walls, or 3 windows on this wall also. There's not a whole lot more to see. There might have been murals painted in this. It's hard to say, but usually they would paint some scenes of the Buddha up there. Okay, so right around the principal stupa, you can see they would have had some smaller little jetties. And this is the main ordination hall here. This would have been really nice whenever it was up. There was, would have had these pillars would have been supporting part of the roof, and it would have had a nice walkway. So this temple, they say, was famous for like the type of prayer where you do the walking meditation. So that was what they would do here. They would come and they would walk around and meditate. So what's really cool about this temple is you see the principal stupa has a chedi inside of it. You can see that gold fabric there, and you can see the base of the brick. So it was an old chedi, and then they built this stupa right over the top of it. Now I would really like to know how they get in there and wrap that with fabric, because there's not much room to move around in there. And you can see it's the bell shaped, and then the base is an octagon shape. It's the 4 primary directions is where the corners go, and then the interdirections like northeast, northwest is the other 4 points of the octagon. And then all around it, there's some little holes there, little cubby holes. They would have had Buddha images, and then you can see how they had it all plastered. So this would have just been a brilliant white, and it's bell shaped. They say it's in the late Ayutthaya style. And this, again, was abandoned after the second sack of Ayutthaya by the Burmese. So here you can see this is the little chedi that's inside of the stupa. And there is a little bit of a walkway, but you can hear there's bats and everything else up in there. That's pretty neat. I've never seen this before. Okay, so one more look at the stupa. It's quite brilliant. It's really nice. It has some trees growing up there on the top, and then the temple grounds. You see the ordination hall over there, and on the back side you can see they had some bricks around the 2 entrances that have since been closed off, and this would have been the boundary of the temple itself. And as you can see, there is not a soul here, so it's a Saturday and just have this whole temple grounds to ourselves to just wander around. And the boundary wall would have been pretty tall. It would have probably been 10 or so feet high, but now it's just the base. And you can see the stairwell here, it's blocked off by a tree, and a little bit more of the wall of this ordination hall. And then you can see kind of how it bows down in the middle. Yeah, this is really a nice little temple ground. All right, so this is the back side of that little ordination hall. So this is the late Ayutthaya style. So this building was built after that chedi was already built. And that chedi, I believe, is the early Ayutthaya style. And you can see the stairs that go up. Oh, this is really cool. I've never seen this before, and never seen any videos of this area. So it's someplace that people just don't come and explore, which is a shame, because it's just out here, just in the jungle, with a few Thai houses and stuff all around. But it's just sitting out here, and people need to come and appreciate stuff like this. All right, guys, so that finishes up our little tour of Wat Chong Krom. Really a nice temple. This is really fun. It's just out here, and nobody is here enjoying it. So we get to do it today. So I hope you liked that video, guys. If you did, make sure you click like and subscribe to my channel if you're not already subscribed, and share it with your friends. And if you want to know something more, or if you liked it, leave me a comment down below. If you want to see something different, tell me also, and I'll go try to make a video of it. I've been spending a lot of time up here in Ayutthaya lately. It's really an amazing part of Thailand, and you never know what you'll see. There's just so many ruins and so many temples and so much history in this area. So I've been having a lot of fun. So anyway, guys, that'll finish us up for today, and until next time. And remember, life is a journey, so enjoy.